everyone. Welcome back to Arteagan Weekly Bread, your spiritual board meeting. I am your Madam President of the Arteagan, Natalee, spelled Natalee. Feel free to stay for all of these psychic, tarot, and astrology reports. Feel free to skip ahead as you are guided. I hereby officially call this meeting to order. Welcome everyone, right into the President's Report. So, I'm concerned about this week regarding explosions. I've been having lots of visions of explosions and astral traveling to explosion sites and seeing it, I think the last 3 nights in a row. I'm recording this on Sunday, seeing it the last 3 nights in a row, and so that's a concern of mine. It's not really something that's in my power to do or to stop or, affect. I am going to use this psychic download for our tarot report, however, so I will talk more about it in the psychic report and tarot report. But there's something going on this weekend, Friday and Saturday, October 9th and the 10th, that is kind of huge. There's a huge grand cross between the quarter moon in Cancer, the sun in Libra, Jupiter in Capricorn, and then Mars retrograding in Aries. And Mars is retrograding off of the square to Saturn into the square to Pluto, which is also activating on Friday the 9th on that quarter moon in Cancer. Waning, losing in light, quarter moon in Cancer. So there's a lot happening, a lot going on. And that's what I wanted to say. Let's go into the astrology report. So in the astrology report on Monday, October 5th, we have a nice little minor grand trine, little earth trine, with the moon in Taurus, Jupiter in Capricorn, and Neptune in Pisces. And so this can be like a softening, a loosening, an opening up of energies for compassion and empathy, and, just something where it's healthy or it's good or positive to soften those boundaries and not so... be careful, because I talk about it a lot with Neptune and Pisces and making any aspects really at all. I always talk about really protecting yourself, especially with viruses, but not just that virus, but also sexually transmitted diseases. Just be really, really careful, because Neptune, Pisces, not only are you susceptible to lowering your boundaries, lowering your guard emotionally, but also physically as well. So make sure that you're just being safe, and, let that Capricorn, wherever that is in your chart, let that Capricorn come out and protect you. Okay. So on Wednesday the 7th, we have Mercury in Scorpio opposing Uranus in Taurus at 9 degrees, retrograde. Now, this is going to happen again because Mercury is going to retrograde in Scorpio and then move back into this position. So wherever this is in your chart, you're going to want to take a look and see what house and placement that is. And that is something that I go through in my monthly reports for all 12 signs on Patreon, patreon.com/thearteagan, where I tell you what it has to do with in detail. Overall, this can be a sudden insight, a creative breakthrough, any kind of a breakthrough for sure, but it can also be a breaking down, a breaking away. You could just learn something about someone or see someone in a new light, or, just any new information can come through that you kind of step back and you're like, it's not pleasing or it's not good. But you're going to see this in a new light the more that time goes on. And so whatever you are looking at, whatever is being revealed to you, hold off and wait for more information to come through, because it will build. It will continue to build. And especially with Mercury retrograding through Scorpio, that is conviction. That is where you feel so very strongly about something. And, Scorpio can be where you're not really in the mood to talk about anything superficial or anything that doesn't really matter. but it can also be unyieldingly silent. I mean, that silent treatment. And, Scorpios, sorry, Scorpio, I'm about to give away one of your secrets. I know how you feel about that. But Scorpios will pull back to reassert power. They will go silent. They will retreat. They will not give you any energy in order to reestablish their position, to reestablish their power. It's one of their little power games, little manipulation things. So be careful that you are not channeling that energy, because now that Pluto is direct, as of like today, maybe even like right now, I'm not sure, this Pluto going direct can either be very empowering and transformative, and depending on your own personal relationship with that frequency of change, which is just a really sweet way of talking about death and being comfortable with death and being comfortable with something ending, so that something new can be birthed and something new can be born in its place, or in a different way, in a different frequency, in a different, depending on how you feel about that, you will either resist that and you might revert back into Pluto power games and manipulations and try to control other people or situations. And that'll be very clear. Whoever is trying to control anything that's obviously and clearly outside of your control, like other people and situations and dynamics, that's them like trying to grasp for some sense of power, for some sense of control, and not like we're passing judgment on these people. I want all of us to make it. I want all of us to be, elevated in love, truth, and integrity in that vibration. So distance yourself from that vortex of energy and focus on your own life and what's trying to fade away, what your own flow of life is trying to teach you and trying to show you, and learn your own lessons. Look at your own self, look at your own, whatever is ending, whatever is fading away, whatever is trying to end, whatever is, because Pluto also deals with abuse and trauma and deep psychological wounding. So the fact that we have Mars moving into the square, the fact that we have Mercury retrograding in Scorpio opposing Uranus and Taurus on Wednesday is very much indicative of going back to go forward. So whatever you're frustrated about, let's go ahead and move on to Friday, that Mars retrograde in Aries squaring Pluto in Capricorn direct. Pluto is going to win. Capricorn is winning. Capricorn is going to win any of these power struggles, anything that's going on with you. I just want to let you know that. So wherever that frustration is, wherever that I can't wait, you really want to be responsible, practical, patient, logical, steady, even, consistent, put in the hard work, keep your head down, stay the course of what makes sense, what's common sense, what is stable and solid. And look at the people in your life. Look at the situations in your life. What's the up and down? What is like a manipulation game? What do you have to like work even extra harder to outsmart or outwit or whatever? And what is easier and flowing? And what's easier for you to connect with? That's what that's about, because you don't want to be a person in a power struggle at all. It's just not going to work out. It's not going to work out. You have to look at the power struggle inside of yourself and ask yourself like why you're feeling so frustrated, or why you're having a difficult time being patient with some process or with something unfolding, or why you're having a difficult issue with someone who is like tweaking out or future tripping, or maybe you need like a boundary between you and that person. And there's going to be, so watch the weekend, because that could be a major blow up for relationships and any kind of situation that you really do want to change, but you will have to wait. You will remember what I'm telling you guys. Bruce and I knew this back in July, because I have my Mars in Aries. So I knew this was coming. That Mars was going to be retrograding, not for 6 weeks, but for 6 months. And that, luckily I had like a really great attitude about it. I was looking forward to redoing my own Mars and recalibrating my own Martian energies. So I'm going with it. I'm totally into just chilling, going with the flow. and what will be, what wants to be will be, and sticking with things that I know will not change, that I know will only get better over time, which is so Capricornian. I mean, but I'm a Capricorn. So that's what you want to stick with. And whatever is frustrating, you want to use strategy right now to make yourself feel better, so that you don't go crazy trying to change a situation that is just not going to change until at least mid-November. And, with Pluto going direct, everything in Capricorn is marching forward extremely slowly. So they will take some time to really get to the boogie. And so you will need to practice patience wherever that Mars is in your chart, wherever that Mars is, and really milk it. You want to milk this energy. You don't want to say, okay, I have to wait and do nothing and try to just wait it out. You want to think and plan and strategize, be the Bruce Lee, and really control yourself, because the better you can control yourself, the better you will be able to control your entire life. I'm just saying, okay? Also on Saturday with that Grand Cross, you're going to have to make a decision. You will be forced to make a decision either about how you feel about something or about an actual, you have to actually take action on something. Maybe something is about to pass you by and you have to jump on the bandwagon or jump off or whatever, or an opportunity is coming up, or whatever this is. You may have to make a decision or take an action. The thing with that is that you just won't be 100% confident that it's the right thing to do. Either way you go, whether you stay or whether you go, or whether you say yes or whether you say no. I love Cat in the Hat. I love Dr. Seuss. So you really just want to set yourself up to just be as even keel as possible this week, because the world also globally, with this Mars square Pluto, that could be explosion time. That could be when something blows up in the world. That could be a lot of chaos and destruction and pain and suffering and death. I mean, even more. And it's going to affect everyone on a very deep psychological level. And that could cause you to kind of go within and re-look at your life and re-look at something. And you know what I'm saying? So that might even force you, depending on where you are in the world watching this, forcing you to take some sort of action and make some sort of decision, either to maybe even stay where you are physically or leave and flee your dwelling, your neighborhood, your town, whatever. So be prepared for that, especially if you have any planets in Aries, Libra, Capricorn, or Cancer. But on Saturday, we do have Venus in Virgo making a trine to Uranus and Taurus. So that could actually be kind of nice for romance, for a little romantic surprise. And you might be feeling good at that time. And that could be a nice little layer of something that was talked about or coming up on Wednesday, October 7th, when Mercury was opposing Uranus and Taurus. And now it's surprise communication and, surprising ideas or innovative ideas coming to the surface of your awareness. So that could be really nice there. On Sunday is when the Sun perfects in her square to Jupiter. Be careful of overconfidence, overinflated egos, and anyone who's not being Capricorn. Sorry, I know not everyone's a Capricorn, not everyone's comfortable Capricorn energy, but this is the times that we're in. So Jupiter in Capricorn is not overconfident, is not overpromising like Jupiter will be in Sagittarius, like Tigger, like yes, let's do that. Yes, I'm going to say yes to all the parties, even though I can't possibly go to every single party, but they're going to try to make it happen. Jupiter in Capricorn is way more cautiously optimistic. So that's where you want to stay, is where you can be cautiously optimistic. And the Sun squaring that energy could make you want to force something, or make you want to be more optimistic than you should be, or make someone else being a little bit too much is all I'm getting, too much. And then Monday we have two sextiles on the 12th of Jupiter in Capricorn sextiling Neptune in Pisces. again, and then Mercury in Scorpio sextiling Venus in Virgo. So this sextiles are opportunities. You have to like meet them halfway. You have to meet them in order to have them like really acting out in your life. So there's an opportunity for forgiveness, compassion, healing, softening of boundaries. So channel that in a responsible way, and as well as an opportunity for some healing conversations. And Venus in Virgo is going to be a little critical. Mercury in Scorpio is all about conviction and like honesty and truth. So, and just keep that in mind that people can be using this energies very manipulatively, or focusing on self-control and self-evolution. So you should be able to see those people and demarcate the differences between who is focusing on their own issues and who is projecting onto others by trying to control things that are so very clearly outside of their control. Okay, let's move on into the psychic report. So a lot of psychic activity, and I'll be very curious to see how this is like everything happening affecting people's psychic abilities on a global level, because I just feel like this oversaturation of technological advancements where we're so far beyond our collective spiritual evolution, and it's part of why I feel like everything that's happening right now is happening right now. And I've been sort of feeling like back in 2018 when I just became obsessed with saving the world, and when I was all into starting the Arteagan and all of that jazz, and looking at where we are now, like it's still, I'm like, wow, I really was into all that. Like really, 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 it was just something that really totally consumed me. And so back to the vision. So the past 3 nights in a row, I've dreamt of these explosions, and they were not inherently negative, and the sound weren't sharp. They were like thudded or masked. So this could be something underwater. It could be something kind of masked or buried. It could be something like under the earth as well. And I just remember going into the light. There was one of the dreams I was a white man, because I could see my hands holding this like bottle or statuette type thing. And then it kind of went goldish, and then I heard the sound and I saw the light. Everything was white. Everything went white, and I heard this, like I told you, that this like very thudded or masked sound. It wasn't a sharp, explosive sound like a big bang. It was more like a muted sound that might be indicative that it's like underwater or underground or something else like that. So that is either a foreshadowing of an explosion happening this week on the world stage, or it has to do with something exploding in your life, and we will get the answers to that in the tarot. Okay? Tarot report. Welcome to the Tarot Report. I feel like doing a Celtic cross for this because it's so, but we will do poppers for the clarification. Okay. Okay, I just cut the deck, and here we go. Sorry, you don't really see them. They're down here. Oh my. Okay. Bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Pentacles. Ooh, and the Devil, Capricorn, and Justice. Wow, Cabbies. You know, Capricorns really are kind of like the stars of this show right now. We have this last chance for love. Okay, but really, wherever that Capricorn area of your chart is, this is like the last push, the final stretch before Jupiter and Saturn depart Capricorn and enter Aquarius mid-December. And even mid-November, when Mars goes direct, we're going to be in that shadow period until January. But hey, we'll take it. So this last stretch, it's like you already know to be responsible. You already know to do the right thing. And here's the thing, with all the squares to Capricorn from Mars, it's like you already know to be in your integrity. You already know to have great character. You already know you already know you cannot cut any corners. So the fact that Mars is like trying to like bully you into it, or bully that area of life into it, that's why it's going to get shut down. That's why it's going to get shut down. You shut that down. Say, no, I'm going to wait for the good. I'm going to wait for the better. This is so Capricorn. I'm going to deny myself instant gratification now so that I can have quality later on, because I am thinking for my long term. I am the Queen of Pentacles. I am going to think for what's best for my constituency for the long term, and my community, and everything that is in my charge, in my responsibility. The Devil and Justice is it's very testing. And this is not like a strong time for truth right now with Neptune and Pisces. I'm being drawn to the pedestal that he's sitting on, and that it's only half a pedestal. So we only have like a half truth. We only have half the information. Oh, okay. So the far past, the root of the situation, we have the Hierophant. And this is kind of stodgy. This feels sort of like grounded in the old way of doing things, grounded in a belief system that maybe needs to be evolved. Let's get one clarification for this. Oh, that was quick. Two of Wands. So this has to do with searching for a partner, searching for someone to commit to, searching for someone that you want to commit to you, searching for someone to believe in, something to believe in, a relationship that can give you something to believe in, that can actually be more in your life than companionship, be more in your life than fun and recreation and pleasure. And that's all great too, but whoever this is, you're looking for a real backbone to your life, like where you're like, okay, this is what I want in my career, this is what I want in my romantic life. I want this structure set in place, and then I don't want to have to think about it. I don't want to have to worry about it. I don't want to have to keep going in and putting out fires. Is kind of what I'm feeling with that you kind of want something or someone that's going to be an assist. Okay, in the recent past, we have Le Star. Beautiful energy, beautiful healing Aquarius energy. It doesn't have to be Aquarius. This could be if this is a person, this could be someone who's on screen, who's online, could be someone sort of famous, could be someone who's maybe a healer, spiritual, it could be someone, or it could just be someone who's very artistic but detached, because she's holding the water, not touching the water. She's holding the water in the jugs and pouring it down into the streams. So she's not someone who's going to be, he's not going to be someone who's going to be like an over emotional. They could be just inspiring. Let's take a look at the star, please. I kind of get a kick out of watching them too. Clarify the star. Five of Swords. What's this about? Fighting, strife, competition. But the star is stronger than that. So in the recent past, there could have been fights and really harsh words being thrown. And this Hierophant, the Two of Wands, is the entrepreneurial energy, where this is more of you want to find someone that you can work with, someone that you can go into business with, an ideal business partner that you can sign a long-term contract with. Not a 1 year, let's renew and renegotiate every year and see where we are, see how we like each other, like 7 years at a time, maybe even more, or maybe 5 years, you know, or maybe like forever. But it's like, I see that there has been some kerfuffles along the way. Let's see where you are now. Oh, where you are now, we have you in more feminine energy, the Queen of Swords crossed by the Nine of Pentacles. So this Queen of Swords is very much like that Aquarian energy. This could be Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising. This is someone who, again, is not incredibly emotional. They're not going to make a decision that is rooted in a fleeting emotion, and they can recognize the difference. They can recognize how they feel, and if this is, they can check themselves and say, I'm gonna feel differently in a month and a half. I'm gonna feel differently in 2 years. I'm gonna, you know, the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords are the two queens that make very long-term decisions. And what I like about this particular rendition is her hand on the blade right there. She's just like, she's so confident that she's just not gonna cut herself, that she's touching this thing. And it's like, you may approach me, and if you say one wrong word, if you say one thing I don't want to hear, if you say anything that is disrespectful to my grace and my dignity and what I represent for my people, it is off with your head. And then the vultures can come take care of the rest. See those little birdies in the distance? So you're dealing with someone who doesn't mess around. Actually, both of these people, the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords, they don't mess around. I feel like this is some sort of business. Ooh, this can be a good explosion or a bad explosion. Because crossing it, we have someone that's committed, and a committed relationship could be married. And then we have that single girl card of the tarot, that Nine of Pentacles, who's like, I'm gonna do my own thing. I can do it myself. I'm really digging my John Waters hair right now. Have you guys seen Cry Baby? Okay. I can't really quote for kids. It's not really YouTube appropriate. Let's take a deeper look at the Queen of Swords. Ooh, that was quick. We have here the Knight of Chalices. Romeo, Romeo, Romeo. That's my Romeo card. You're trying to appeal to someone who, that's not like the way to their heart. You know, that's like trying to cook a big, luscious meal for someone who lost their taste buds in a war or in combat, and they can't taste anything. So you cook this big, fabulous meal for someone that cannot appreciate it. That's what I'm getting with this Queen of Swords. It could be a man, woman, doesn't matter. This is just someone who's like mental, logical, rational. The numbers, or a numbers person. So there's an approach here that is very sincere. It's very much from the heart, very emotionally honest. But it's not reaching this person. Let's take a look at the Nine of Pentacles, please. Ooh, we have here 3 cards. We have the Queen of Pentacles, the Eight of Wands, and the Four of Chalices. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. It looks like this Queen of Pentacles is, there's a rejection here. It looks like there's an impasse to these negotiations. I see what I see. The Four of Chalices, the Eight of Wands. The Four of Chalices is where the kid's like, and and there's like a chalice, the Ace of Cups, the Holy Grail of chalices right there. And he's like, no. It's that Four of Chalices. And the Eight of Wands is the 8 rods in the air. A lot of communication, a lot of talks. But it's interesting because the Nine of Pentacles is my pre-Queen of Pentacles. This is someone that is about to make a commitment. But here's what I am feeling with this Devil card. My love, be careful you do not settle for less than what you are worth just because you are impatient. Because someone here is less emotional than the other person, and the other person is very fertile and more emotional, and there could be, I'm gonna just say, self-confidence issues there on one side, where just because your sincerity, if you're being sincere with that Knight of Cups and it falls flat, that doesn't mean that you will never find your whatever. Okay? That's all I'm gonna say. Don't get hung up on that with this Devil card. Don't get hung up on wanting someone to want you just because you want someone to want you. Okay? Okay. What is next? Oh my goodness. Okay. So we're going to clarify this. The next energy we have is the Seven of Swords. Be careful out there, my people, my friends, because there is a lot of manipulation out there. A lot. Let's take a look at this. Seven of Swords. What can I do to help you? Ooh. We have the Two of Pentacles. And, that's too many. We have others that fell out, but that's too many. So we have the Two of Pentacles with the Seven of Swords. You need to be really careful. Don't overestimate your income. Check your hours and your pay. Check your pay stubs, because there could be something that is shy, that is missing, that is less than. And it could just really slip through the cracks because you're not paying attention. Practice common sense and employ strategy so that you make the most of what you have, whether that is finances or a relationship or whatever this is for you. Now, where you are now, the role that you are currently playing looks pretty great. You're showing up as the Empress. And how other people see you, how this other person sees you, is showing up really great. You're showing up as the Two of Cups, a best friend, someone simpatico where you both get along really well. It's really, really great. So it's just bizarre that this is... I'm looking at this Nine of Pentacles being clarified by the Four of Chalices, Eight of Wands, Queen of Pentacles. This could be something you're talking about, this Four of Chalices. You could be talking about a rejection. If that applies to you, Mercury retrograde could bring exes from the past, people from the past. So as we're going into this season, you may be talking about it, and for some of you, that's like the test of not going back. You can't go back. Kind of an energy. But here's the thing. I am seeing like something really positive taking place here. Like I'm seeing a rejection or something that's not working, but then I'm seeing something that is. It could be that you are the Nine of Pentacles and you're dealing with two options, a Queen of Swords and a Queen of Pentacles. You're showing up as having all the goods. You're literally the Empress in the role that you are in right now. So you are attracting either suitors or people that want to work with you, people that want to collaborate with you. and you are doing your very best to be discerning of like who to pick and who you are going to invest in, who you are going to share your resources with. Your hope, fear, or opportunity, we have the Eight of Cups. You are afraid to make a choice. You're afraid to make a choice here where you don't want to make the wrong choice. I totally get that. Let's take a look at your outcome, because your outcome is really, really nice. The Three of Pentacles. This looks like it is more so business for whoever I'm reading for, yet take this as it resonates. Three of Pentacles, please. Tell me more about this Three of Pentacles. We have the Nine of Chalices and the Stars. The Nine of Chalices and the Stars. Okay, so you are talking about something that kind of went a little wonky, because in the recent past, that star was with the Five of Swords, where someone, you know, could have been acting out a shadow part of themselves out of insecurity, fear, shame, guilt, doubt, whatever low vibration. They could have struck against a happy union or a happy partnership, or self-sabotaged in some way, or you hurt them, or you said something, or they said something, something happened. But this outcome looks like all's well that ends well, and being really working well together. Let's take a look at the future environment, because we have the Six of Swords again, which has been coming up kind of a lot. Tell me about the Six of Swords. Ooh. That was kind of a lot. We're going to do that again, because they just sort of went everywhere. Okay, let's try this again. The Six of Swords is because I'm trying to like pull them up here. Okay, we have three, and I'll take them. We have the King of Pentacles, so now we have the counterpart. We have the Knight of Pentacles, and we have the Three of Pentacles again. So you do pick a really great partner for this venture, or this business, or this thing. Ooh. You know, the King and Queen of Pentacles are my favorite court couple. I might be biased. And that is because they're just so solid and so stable and so secure. So that's really what you want to look for. You want to look for constancy, consistency, maturity, integrity, strength, but not like the overt rah strength, the quiet, dignified, confident strength, where they don't have to be boisterous. And cultivate that within yourself. Because there does seem to be some sort of like a misstep, or like a awkwardness, or some sort of like a misapproach. I would say to keep everything very professional and very, how do I put this? Because I'm looking at the Queen of Swords with the Knight of Chalices, how you don't want to be overtly sentimental, or you don't want to be too mushy or gushy, or you don't want to like totally wear your heart on your sleeve here, is what I'm saying. This Knight of Pentacles is so solid and stable, he's almost boring. He's very practical, very responsible. And that's what kind of like seals the deal here, is to be straightforward, forthright, and speaking very seriously, which kind of does go really well with Mercury in Scorpio. Like, I'm telling you, you're either going to want to speak not superficially, or you're going to not speak at all. If someone across from you is looking like someone that does not control themselves, that cannot control themselves, I am almost wanting to bet with you that you will not be wanting to engage with that person at all. It'll be like talking to a brick wall, and you will just feel unsatisfied and wasted at the end, because you have wasted your energy trying to get through to something that you already knew at the beginning was never going to get through. Kind of like with this Queen of Swords, it's like you can read her all the most romantic poetry on the planet, but it's not going to, you know, that's just not going to do anything for that Queen of Swords. It's going to be the Knight of Pentacles with that King of Pentacles. That is, and so that's interesting to clarify the Six of Swords. So The Six of Swords is like this bittersweet moving on energy. So someone here is able to move on from a lack of maturity. And when you move on from something, your partnerships and your interactions either have to also move on, or they have to, they either have to change and recalibrate, or you're going to outgrow those relationships. You're going to outgrow those partnerships. Or you have to like pretend and stay in that frequency with them, but that's not really you anymore. You've outgrown that level of maturation. So just keep that in mind, because this Devil card with the Queen of Pentacles can really mess you up. It could really mess you up. It could, and you're going to be tested with this integrity. The test of integrity with that justice energy. Almost like even if you got like everything you wanted, would you be able to accept it and rise to the challenge of being, the you in full of character? Or would you self-sabotage it because of some sort of infantile reason? And you know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? And that's very Mars square Pluto, where Pluto and Capricorn is going to, it might take, like I said, longer to unfold, and that Mars can just spin himself off of the road, off of the cliff, and tumble down and just, So let's just get some advice, because I feel like this is almost like explosion avoided. I feel like this is a situation that saves itself from totally decimating, from totally exploding. So I really like that. I really like, because that's kind of the whole point of all this stuff that we do, is to avoid pitfalls and to avoid negative consequences and not make those decisions in the first place. Well. We have a new start is coming, new moon energy with surrender to the divine, full moon energy. Surrender. So you're going to want to surrender to the divine, surrender what's outside of your control, and just trust that a new beginning, a new start is on its way to you. And you really need to go with the flow here. You're going to want to be impatient. You're going to want to run and rush ahead once you realize that you want something. Like I'm seeing when Harry met Sally at the very end. When you realize you want to spend the rest of your life with someone, you want the rest of your life to start as soon as possible. Anyway, so I hope that you enjoy this tarot report. I'm trying to think if there's absolutely anything else. It's going to be a really volatile week. Basically, I want you to only care about your own energies and only look at your own energies, only take care of your own energies, only take responsibility for your own energies, and everyone else and everything else, let it be. Your parents, your siblings, your coworkers, your best friend, your old friends, your new friends, your neighbors, your landlord, your lovers, let all of them be responsible for their own feelings and their own energies and their own situations. And you show up to clean your side of the street to the best of your ability, what's in your boundaries, what's in your realms. Prioritize yourself, whatever you've got going on, whatever you're excited about, whatever stirs your soul, whatever makes you personally happy. Because we need as many high vibrational individuals here on this planet Earth right now, especially going through the week that we're going through. Trust in the flow of your life and trust that they're going to be okay too. They have their own karma. They have their own path. They're going to be taken care of. They are not your responsibility. I'm feeling this because I'm seeing so much Plutonian energy here, which does deal with abuse and power struggles. So someone that has been abused could grow up to be the perpetrator, can grow up to actually abuse in the way that they were abused. And you could be caught in the middle of their own projection that they're not even dealing with they're dealing with some projection onto you, you know? So it's like, do you want to get caught up in Pluto games? Do you want to get caught up in Mars square Pluto games? Don't be, I'm telling you guys, being Mars and Aries right now, if you're striking out at anyone, if you're laughing at anyone's misfortune, if you are attacking anyone, if you are trying to go to war, go to bats with anyone for anything at any time, it's going to blow up in your face. It's going to blow back really bad. And you might not even understand the fullness of like that wrong decision until January. Focus on yourself. That's all. Focusing on other people, other things outside of your control. Focus on what you can control. Focus on yourself. And in this particular situation, this interesting little tarot insight, it's interesting that there's a lot of feminine energy here because we have Venus in Virgo, which is shifting the energy of feminines and females to being not quite as strong. So we can probably expect to see and hear of more transformational, you know, deep cathartic transformations that women on the world stage are going through and the difficulties that they're having with Venus and Virgo. Now we can channel that into a positive because Martha Stewart has her Venus in Virgo, so you can be like the technical beauty and get something so perfect and have that critical eye to make something like really, really, really nice. So empower yourself. Don't disempower yourself by saying that you can't change a situation and things will never change. Oh, this will always be the same. You just have to wait. Just have to wait. Strategize for 2021. That's what I'll say. Okay? I love you guys. I'm on Patreon. I have something cooking up for you guys here on YouTube too. And there will be more coming. I'm going to... yeah, there's going to be a lot more coming. So thank you for your likes and your shares and your subscribes, everything that you do to help the channel and help spread the vibrations of truth, love, and integrity. And I'll see you guys soon. Mwah.